Hello and welcome back to ITAC. Well, today we're going to explore the world of animation in teaching of STEM and STEAM. Yeah, I did say STEM and STEAM. One, STEM, which basically is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and the other, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics subjects. Well, let's dive into this one. I am Moses Humphrey. Come along with me.
In the heart of Ondo State and Nigeria, there is a place where innovation thrives and dreams take flight. Welcome to Information Technology's hub and signature. At ITAC, we're more than just a technology hub. We're a nurturing and synergistic community that fosters the creation and support of information technology products and services. Here, people from all walks of life come together to gain digital skills and access top-notch infrastructure, turning their ideas into successful digital ventures. Entrepreneurs find a home at ITAC, where they can transform their ideas into successful digital ventures. With the support of our vibrant community, we strive to establish an ecosystem that nurtures creativity, collaboration, and entrepreneurship, allowing individuals to flourish and make a meaningful, long-lasting difference. At ITAC, we embrace the convergence of technology, creativity, and business, fueling innovation and driving digital transformation. Our commitment to excellence, innovation, and partnership supports organizations and individuals in realizing their vision of making a lasting impact on the digital landscape. Join us at Information Technology Hub and Synergy, where innovation knows no bounds and dreams become reality.
So what is animation? Did I hear somebody ask that? And how can it be used in education? Big question, I must say. Well, animation is a powerful tool for visualizing complex concepts and making them more engaging and accessible to students.
What is animation? Well, animation is not live action. I think that says it, you know. Anything that is not live action, which is actuality, but is drawn, is animation. And the thing about animation is that there are absolutely no rules. I mean, these schools that are springing up all over the place, how to walk, how to run, you know, based on live action. How a live action man runs, how a live action person walks, you know. People in animation don't have to walk. They don't even have to have legs. I mean, they can go up in the air. You've got to have a very whimsical mind for animation, I think. You know, you've got to be able to take off and be not of this world. You can create a whole world. And when people are confronted with this absolute freedom, they tend to say, we want limitations, you know, we want gravity. Then basically there is no gravity in animation. You know, animation is free, it can fly, it can go anywhere. And I don't think enough people realize this. They're too earthbound. The worst thing that animation can do is to start copying or aping live action. I have always said, if this thing can be done with a live action camera, for God's sake, do it with a live action camera. The Germans call animation trick film, which I think is so clever, because that is exactly what it is, trick film.
We don't know what the future will bring, but we do know how to prepare to face the challenges ahead. Today's economy and tomorrow's innovations are powered by STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. For a bright, prosperous future, we need all children to have great STEM learning opportunities. Why? Because in a fast-paced, information-driven world, it's more important than ever that our future leaders, neighbors, and workers are prepared to solve problems and know how to gather and evaluate evidence to make decisions. These are the thinking habits that STEM learning cultivates. After-school programs that engage kids in the afternoons, on the weekends, or in the summer are perfect for activating STEM learning. After-school STEM is creative and varied and offers children the freedom to explore, experiment, and gain hands-on experience. Some programs give kids an opportunity to work alongside tech professionals to design new mobile apps their friends can use, create an animation, or program a robot. In others, children might learn about bay ecology, or diseases, or dinosaurs. After-school programs let kids learn many different intertwined STEM skills together. For example, a program in a setting like a community garden, students can conduct scientific observations on how the environment affects certain plants. They can learn how to leverage technology, such as selecting new tools for tasks or using sensors to monitor key indicators. They can also exercise their math skills by calculating rainfall, nutrients, or crop yields. And they can think like engineers while building structures and systems for their plots. Because these learning environments are flexible and allow kids to explore their interests, after-school STEM programs are especially effective at reaching a wide range of young people, not just those who already think of themselves as math and science kids. School-age children spend just 20% of their waking hours in school. Studies show that the more time they spend in hands-on after-school STEM learning environments, the more likely they are to keep charging their interest in these critical topics. We can spark the next generation's STEM knowledge and skills by making sure that all communities offer opportunities that invite and incite young people's interest. Community resources like after-school programs, libraries, zoos, and aquariums all working together. These are the kinds of charging stations we need to support, expand, and value in our communities to power up STEM learning. Let's light up our future. Let's spark the kind of know-how that powers industry and ignites innovation. Let's create spaces and places for kids to discover and explore the world they live in, and equip them to shape the world they'll inherit. STEM after school. It's time to activate.
Well, how can animation benefit STEM and STEAM education? Well, research has shown that animation can improve students' understanding, increase engagement, and enhance the overall learning experience of students.
What is STEM? STEM is not just a subject at school. It's a way of thinking and doing, and an important skill set that could see your generation working together to solve some of the world's greatest challenges. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But it's not about being an expert in all of those things. Instead, it's about harnessing the essential, transferable skills behind them. Scientists know how to hypothesize, experiment, analyze, and evaluate what they discover. Technology can make our lives better. Designers of all sorts work together to make everyday tasks more effective and more fun. Engineers don't just wear hard hats. They are problem solvers that work on some of the world's biggest challenges, like creating bionic limbs for people with disabilities or exploring outer space. Mathematics teaches us how to quantify data and how physics rules the world around us. With mathematics, we can implement change and minimize error. You won't have to master all of these skills either. Teamwork is an essential STEM skill. Take the search for new energy sources, for example. Geologists and geophysicists search for gas deposits. Engineers help you design and run platforms and processing plants. Construction teams work to build essential infrastructure under the supervision of project managers, and environmental scientists work with everyone every step of the way. Playing to your strengths and working in a team will have you creating a greater impact than if you were working alone. it would cost the Australian economy $9.3 billion in lost productivity, profitability and employee satisfaction. STEM skills are useful to almost every career. 75% of today's fastest growing careers require STEM skills, and 82% of today's employees say they value STEM skills even if they're not required for the job. STEM skills can even unlock your potential to earn a higher salary or become more employable. You don't have to earn a university degree in STEM to be successful either. There are plenty of courses to get you started in STEM. But we don't have enough STEM graduates to meet demand. Numbers show the demand for STEM careers has grown 79% since 1990, but enrolments in STEM degrees are at an all-time low compared to the last 20 years. And despite the job opportunities, just 16% of STEM professionals are women. STEM careers can start small, then change the world. Engaging in your high school STEM classes or learning to code could be your first step to delivering driverless vehicles to the roads. Starting a research project at home or entering a science competition could see you defeating cancer with a cure. And that's just the beginning. We don't yet know what kind of jobs will exist 10, 20, 30 years from now. But with STEM, you're prepared for anything. How will you shape the future with your STEM skills?
Now let's look at some examples of animation in STEM and STEAM education. Some real-world examples of how animation is being used to teach complex STEM or STEAM concepts.
The world would look very different without scientists, technologists, mathematicians, and engineers. You benefit from the work they do every day of your life. For example, perhaps you like playing football. Well, a sports technologist will have designed your ball, making sure that it is the perfect size and shape for kicking. Maybe you prefer playing computer games. Without computer scientists, you'd have no computer and no games to play on it. Perhaps you like staying in and watching TV. Well, a TV show isn't just about the people on the screen. You need camera operators, sound engineers, and dozens of other technical experts to put a TV show together. And do you like going to the fair? Someone has to design and build all of those rides. Could you design a ride that is both scary and safe? Science, technology, mathematics, and engineering can take you to all kinds of exciting places. For example, let's focus on science. A background in science is vital for a whole range of careers. Perhaps you'd like to work in perfumes and cosmetics. Then you'll need to understand the science behind each ingredient and how human skin reacts to different chemicals. Perhaps you'd enjoy working with animals. Science will help you understand animal biology and habitat, and what animals need to be happy. Or perhaps you're interested in finding life on other planets. Rockets, satellites, and telescopes all need scientists to design, build, and operate them. What do you want to be when you grow up? Perhaps science, technology, engineering, and maths can help you get there.
Well, I do hope you learned something new today. Well, let's take a look at what some of the technology that the world is talking about, especially as it comes to making life easy for you. Join me as we get into tech.
Computing is a term that refers to the ability to access everything remotely on the internet instead of locally on your devices. Everything you use, like mail, music, and video streaming apps, all have data that needs to be stored somewhere. That somewhere is really just a global network of computer clusters and servers. But the network of computer clusters doesn't quite have a ring to it, so we'll just call it the cloud. Here's a relatable example to help you understand. All of you are watching YouTube on some type of device, with most of you on your phones and computers, but even some on tablets and TVs. How many videos have you watched today? And more importantly, how many of my videos have you watched? If you've watched them all, first of all, thank you. But secondly, this means you've watched about 4 gigabytes worth of content. Without cloud computing, you would have to store these 4 gigabytes on your local device just to be able to watch them. Combine that with everything else you watch on YouTube, and your device would be full in no time. Thankfully, YouTube has cloud-based storage, which means that my 4 gigabytes of videos are stored somewhere far away in a large and expensive cluster of computers and put on display to the internet. YouTube stores these videos so you don't have to. Cloud computing isn't a single piece of technology. Instead, it's a system which is made up of 3 main types of services: software, platform, and infrastructure. Software as a service represents online software applications that manage every service for you. Dropbox is a great example of this. All you have to do is purchase the software and you can start uploading to the cloud. Dropbox handles everything. Platform as a service providers manage pretty much everything, but allow you to handle the applications and data. This makes it primarily used as a platform for software development. Heroku is the perfect example here. Developers are able to host their applications on the cloud without need to worry about anything except the development of the application. Lastly, infrastructure as a service is used when you want more flexibility than platform as a service and want to handle the middleware and operating system components as well. Some cloud providers only offer one of these 3 services, but larger cloud computing services like Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, and Microsoft Azure offer options for all 3 types of services.
To ITAC stand. So at ITAC, what we do is that we are an information technology hub company. We do data training, software development, data analyst training. That's what I meant. So we do software development, we do cybersecurity, film production, video production also. So we also do technical education services, consulting, maintenance, and support. So those are part of what we do at ITAC, right? So we have branch in Abuja. We also have in Ondo. If you want to do physical, we're available. If you want to do virtual, we're also available for that. So we're giving out free merch. So to qualify for the free merch, you have to follow our social media handles: Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, where you put down your details and you come and get your merch. The 10 things you can do with your phone.
I use my phone to learn, I network, I search, I connect with people.
Okay.
I use like so many things.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay, if you don't mind also.
I use my phone to network, to learn. I use for business. I use for I use for many things. Based on it depends. It depends. Yeah, it depends.
Business, to learn, to network. Hey, those three. What then things with your phone?
To check on people, because also I'm this kind of person that is being loved by people. So there's no how. Check. I have many school daughters to mentor.
Okay, that's nice.
I'm here to basically network with people. I'm here to learn a lot of new stuff and probably live richer than I arrived here today.
Wow, that's very nice. So I'd love to ask you a question if you don't mind. Okay, so what are 5 ways you can protect your phone from cybersecurity attack?
I think one way is to always make sure that all your passwords are saved and properly locked and encrypted.
Okay.
Another thing you can do is to, if you notice that your phone is acting funny sometimes, you should quickly report to the closest cybersecurity expert you know.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 out of 5.
Out of 5, let me give you 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Then make sure your phone should be password protected.
Yeah.
All right, so once again, I wonder what application you are using the most this time around. Well, I have discovered another application. Well, I will not mention the name of that one yet. Let's look at App of the Week. Well, that's it for today's episode of ITAC. I do hope you learned something new about the role of animation in teaching STEM and STEAM subjects. Join us again next time. I am Moses Humphrey. Have yourselves a beautiful learning moment. Bye for now.